Bottom Shelf Bangers, week 17, season 2, episode 7.
Yeah. So we're getting close to the finish line for season 2. It went faster than first.
It 1000% did.
First one.
So thank you guys for continuing watching and supporting. These are continuously our best videos.
Yeah, I think.
Consistent, good.
Yeah, I think we've kind of found a sweet spot of a video that people are interested in watching. Because people want to know what's a good bottom shelf. Yeah. But it's also an entertaining video, and I really enjoy it every week.
We enjoy surprising each other every week for this.
Yeah.
98% of the time, it's a new bottle we're bringing in that we don't have on the shelf. So for one or the other, it's just like a new experience. And that's our favorite part about bourbon, whiskey drinking in general, is just trying new stuff. Like, that is why we started the channel. I think one of the reasons.
100%.
That and wild turkey.
And wild turkey blind.
But like, that's something we always really enjoy doing. So thank you guys for supporting us in that journey. And we just kind of look forward to what's next. So this week, I poured for Jared.
Okay.
I am very excited for this. So I've been wanting to try this bottle for a long time. I finally bought it yesterday. And I was sitting there yesterday after the Cats lost. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to break it open. I got to try some right now.
You got to after that.
All right. Good color on this.
Oh,
I noticed this when I was pouring it right then.
Not a $25 color.
No, not at all.
Unless it's added, which we've had on this channel.
We have. I don't think this one is.
No. It smells familiar, though.
Okay. This smells... I like the nose.
Yeah, it smells like something I've had or in the family of something I've had.
You know, I was doing Christmas shopping earlier, and they had, like, pine needles. That's kind of what this smells like to me, like that pine, like candle, like, you know, like Christmassy.
Yeah, like
it's
a
very
soy pine candle. Yeah. I like that.
With a little bit of baking spice at the end.
I get that hint of apple.
Some rye spice comes through in the nose, too.
Yeah,
baking not too
spices
much.
are,
Not like the peppery that comes through on some of those ryes that we have.
It's like a candle for an apple pie.
That's very good.
But it's not the full-fledged baking.
Yeah.
Because it's not...
I like it a lot.
It's not deep.
No complaints. Doesn't smell youthy.
It smells around, I don't know, 90 to 100 proof.
Okay.
Like general $25 range, right?
Oh, let's go try it. See, that blows you away. Yeah, that face.
Whoa.
Don't expect it.
No. It's really cool how the way it interacts with my palate is so phenomenal. It has a sweetness, and at the same time, it has a spiciness on the back of the palate. And it's like, usually you get one and then the other. Yeah. It's at the same time.
It's very full.
It's
like
full.
That's the best
smooth,
way.
And the flavor just keeps going.
It kind of, it doesn't evolve like you were saying. It's kind of just all there at once, and it's very overwhelming in a good way.
Yeah, you get the first initial.
You don't get it from your nose. I was watching you as soon as I took a drink, because I was like, that's the exact face I made last night. I was like, man, that you don't. I mean, the nose is great, but not as like much as the palate.
Yeah, it's got a drying aspect to it. This could be a rye potentially. We had a rye on the channel. I don't know if it is, but
I really like this.
Me too. I think it's a rye.
Okay. You can tell you
and it's a good rye if it is. Is it high rye mash bill at least or a rye?
It is a rye.
It's a rye.
So
okay.
That was one of the stipulations I was going to ask if it was.
Ryes are
any whiskeys?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the first, I guess, full rye we've had.
This is the first full rye
on the bottom shelf.
Bottom shelf series.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I
knew it was a rye when I drank it because
the drying is there.
The drying, that's the key, and then the spice on the end. Because I know it's not a super high proof, but that spice. But whoever is distilling this made it really dark, which is really nice. I really like that.
I think, like, we've talked about this so many times on the channel. We were talking about this last week, just how much we are evolving to really start liking rye. So I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? I've heard so many things about this bottle. I'm just gonna take the leap, try it. Like one of the first, like definitely the first bottom shelf rye I've ever had. I've never had another bottom shelf rye.
No, me neither.
And
first rye you've purchased, probably.
Probably huge. I'm a huge fan of this.
Oh yeah, this is in the lineup with some of the bourbons.
Well, I give it out of 50. Before we reveal any more about the bottle, let's go ahead and rate it. Oh, it's so sweet and caramely and spicy and just everything is there.
It's good. It's so good. I'm gonna give it 34.
I was gonna give it the same thing.
34. I think it cracks that 30 mark, and it's mid 30s. Like it could potentially get in the 40s. I don't. It's very hard to compare this to anything because it's so different than anything else we've had on bottom shelf. So that's 68. Should be pretty good. I think that's top 3.
Definitely enough to get into the final.
The final is where it's going to show because you're A/B testing.
Yeah.
We haven't had like the top ones in several weeks, a month almost. So
actually, Jared had to buy another bottle of Bullet today. Is it down there?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, right there. And we were talking, we think we underrated this when we did the review, but it doesn't really matter as long as it makes it to the finals. Then that's when the list actually kind of changes, and that's when it matters. Because this, compared to the bottle I'm getting ready to have, I think it's going to be really interesting. Because this almost tastes like the same
I was going to say, it's got a Bullet vibe to it. And to me, first season, there was a clear top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like they were 10 points.
It dropped off. Yeah.
They were just, I don't know if it was why. I mean, they were really good, but like why they got so high. All these, it's a cluster of like high 60s. Yeah. So we might need to increase it to like 5 or 6 in our,
I think
on our
every
finale.
like
if it's
finale,
close.
yeah, every finale it'll be a little different, kind of like a sliding scale of like, okay, that 7th one from down, like we know that's not going to win, but 6, like if this is 5th place, like I think this could really take a win.
It's going to get in. I really believe that the 6th place bottle could win this season, which makes it more fun. It's just so good. The rye's tricky. I'm not used to drinking rye. I don't think it's higher than 95.
It's 100 proof.
100 proof.
Bottle and bond. So it's another bottle and bond we can throw in. Do you have any rye guesses? I don't know. This is the only rye bottle that I really know that's bottom shelf. One of besides.
There's not many because it's more expensive to make.
It is only a rye, so it's not like Old Forester 100 proof rye. Does that make sense? It's it's not Wild Turkey 101 rye. This bottle is only a rye. It does not have a bourbon equivalent.
I was going to say.
Yes, it's a little confusing to explain, but most up here, that's when you look at bottom shelf rye stuff. Bullet has a rye. There's always an equivalent.
Thinking Bullet rye.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Russell's rye, but I think that's higher.
Yeah, it's more expensive.
$40, $50. I don't know.
Okay, I'll show you. Rittenhouse rye.
Rittenhouse rye.
So everyone always recommends this for cocktails and everything like that. So.
Oh man.
I've had this in a cocktail once. I've never had it neat or anything. So it's Heaven Hills rye, bottled and bond rye. Huge fan. I like the bottle. Love the label.
Yep.
Red's my favorite color. So that's that maroonish is so pretty. Straight rye whiskey.
Very classic.
100 proof. I thought this was a good place to start.
You know what? It's not green.
It's not.
So
yeah,
that is huge props.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing that nasty green color.
When you brought this out, I was like, is that a rye? And I was like, oh wait, it's not. It's bourbon.
It's crazy how marketing and stuff can just change your perspective on what you're drinking. It's crazy.
Yeah. So Rittenhouse rye of this week, pretty good.
Phenomenal. The color, even in the bottle, is just super dark. I mean, that is the rye.
I didn't know how much it was, but it's $25.99. So $25 or under.
Do you know the specific mash bill of this rye was? Is it?
I think it's straight rye, so it's 51% rye. That's why. Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't think it was so drying where it's gonna just.
So $25, 51% rye, 37% corn, 12% malted barley. So really, it's just like a high rye switched with corn rye.
Yeah, it's a barely legal rye instead of the barely legal bourbon we're used to.
Man, I don't get. These people, Breaking Bourbon, thank you for all you do for the community, because I always trust your reviews and stuff.
I wish I could do what you do.
They get peaches and dried bananas on the palate. I don't really get peaches or dried bananas. I get a lot. Ooh, banana on the nose that time now that I've read it.
I get peach on the palate once you say that.
Smell the nose now though. Do you get banana? I get banana pie or banana pudding.
Yeah, a little bit. A little vanilla wafer on the palate too.
It's more caramely sweet and
peaches is a stretch. I could say a note to you while you're drinking it.
Yeah.
I can make up a note.
Yeah.
I could look it up on there and be like, oh, it's, I don't know. You know
That's
what I mean?
Why we try not to look anything up before we review it or
I want
whatever it looks. We kind of make our own, and then we'll go back. Oh wow, they saw apricot. Well, I didn't get apricot on that. And you go back. Okay, I could see a little bit
Yeah, because I mean everybody's palate's different. I don't want to be skewed and persuaded by someone else's palate, and I don't. If I look stupid, I look back and I'm like, it's completely different. Then it is what it is
for me. Just like that right there. I read peaches and bananas, and we got neither of those before. We didn't get fruit at all. I came back and I smelled bananas, and you tasted peaches. That's just your mind changes so much when you read stuff. But great product overall. I think this is gonna be really good to see in the finals. I'm excited.
Me too. It's a little wrench in the.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
okay.
Make sure rye whiskey, any type of whiskey, is in the game.
Yeah. Let us know what you want to see. We're kind of running out. This kind of opens the door for some more products, but there's not a lot of $2,500 ryes. So let us know.
Rye gets expensive, which is weird.
I'm thinking season 3 will be up into 30.
Yeah, because that one opens the door a lot.
I see a lot of 27s, 26. They're just right in that 30 mark. I think maybe. We'll see. We'll talk about it and decide. Like, let us know what you think, if that's unfair or not. But
yeah, or do you guys like to see the $25 harsh cutoff? Like, what do you? Let us know, because we'll do whatever you think.
Yeah.
Whatever comment. If we have one comment, you might be the decider of how the channel goes from here.
Yes. And that being said, please like, subscribe, share the video. I don't like asking for it. I don't like begging for it. But we're not begging. We just really want to see what you guys think. Like, leaving a like just really knows. Oh, this video got X amount of likes versus this one. They like this content better than this one. It's just simple like that.
Right before this video, we were talking. Our rum video did really good. It has one of
a lot
our
of
most
likes.
views, lots of likes, comments. So we're gonna do another rum video.
Yeah.
Now. Like that when we get that more engagement and stuff, like that's what we like to see. Exactly. So we're excited.
Yeah, and like leaving a comment. Same thing. We've had plenty of commenters that would they say something and we'll go and do that exact thing because that's what we want to see. So thank you guys.
Yes, thank you for everything.
Yep.
So we'll see you next week.